What's up, all y'all trickly bastards, and welcome back to It's 70 Murder Somewhere. As always, I'm Athen.
I'm Cameron.
And I'm Nico. Welcome back.
Hopefully everybody had a fun week and weekend and getting ready to go into Monday.
Oh boy, I had a very interesting weekend. So, Monday, I think it was, Monday or Tuesday, Desiree calls me and is like, hey, you just got a check in the mail for $2,200 from the VA. It says VA compensation or whatever it is. And I was like, I think I might have gotten my rating approved. So I went and read all the paperwork when I got home, and yeah, I got approved. So they rated me on my knee for 10%, and that was a back pay check. So, and then other claims I have are deferred. So waiting on those to find out. But yeah, so we've been on a spinning spree the entire week.
There it is. I helped Brad put up a cow gate today in front of his driveway to close off his entire yard because his dog got out the other day, ran up to the neighbor's house where they free-range chickens. This is not once, this is not twice, but this is the third time that it's happened, and he's killed one, at least one, every single time. So we put a stop to that tonight.
Nice.
So that's what I spent my day doing. Digging holes, pouring concrete, putting up posts, big metal gate. But
Oops, wrong group. Sorry, I'm doing some sharing right now.
Yeah, that's what James Jordan, see you again.
So what happened, Cameron? You had a couple of guests who were supposed to show up and they canceled?
Yeah, I was supposed to have 3 guests. One of them canceled last night. One of them was here today for like 5 seconds and then dipped out for a phone call. And then my boss that wanted to come on, he's dealing with some personal matters right now, and he's currently at the gym working off some depression. So, which is disappointing because he was Army, was it paratrooper, some shit. It was something super badass. So it would have been nice to have him on and talk about some of his experiences, but he's not.
Right. Yeah, Brad said he'll try to come on a little later. He's still got a couple of things he wants to finish up first. I told him he's got 2 hours, so take your time.
So I'm gonna try and get him back on next weekend or after Christmas, because I don't know if I'm going to be here the 20th because my parents want to celebrate Christmas that day because they're going out of town. So my Christmas is going to be spent very lonely. So,
mine too, brother.
well, we'll game or something then.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll get a show put out for people to watch.
There you go.
All right, I'm still getting those shares up there.
Right, well, I am going to jump in. Our first article today is going to piss off some gamers.
Uh-oh.
Because this man's wife sold his PlayStation 5. He managed to get it from all the scalpers and shit with all that going on. He managed to buy one, but he lied to his wife saying it was an air purifier.
He told her it was an air purifier?
He told her it was an air purifier.
That's funny.
And she found out, didn't like it, and decided, nope. But this is in Taiwan. A man was lucky enough to score the new PS5, but it was a short-lived victory because his wife sold the console as soon as she found out it wasn't an air purifier. Jin Woo shared the experience on Facebook. Woo said he arranged to meet up with the seller in person, even called to verify the purchase, but was met by a female voice who he said didn't sound like she was much of a gamer. Woo added that the price was also the cheapest to find on that day. When Woo met the seller to claim his new PS5, he was greeted by a sad husband instead of his wife. After a short exchange about where the device was purchased, the husband admitted that he tricked his wife into thinking the game console was an air purifier. It's my wife who wants to sell it, the Facebook post read. I went silent after seeing the look in his eyes. I could feel his pain. Seems like women can still tell the difference between a PS5 and an air purifier.
how did this dude think how do you think he was gonna go? Like a PlayStation 5 shows up and all of a sudden his wife's like, well, where'd that come from?
It's a new air purifier. It's the top of the line.
Yeah, I can play video games on it too.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm wondering. Like, how is he sitting there straight up looking at the TV and pressing buttons on the controller?
I mean, technically, all consoles and PCs are air purifiers. They all collect dust.
Right.
So, I mean,
they
it's
got that fan in there, you know.
it's still doing a job.
Yeah. Oh man. Rip to that guy, man.
Over in the comments, we got Dean Kearney checking in saying, "Sup, you mother bitches." James Jordan said, "What's up?" Especially you, masturbates. Dwayne Wireman says, "Ahoy, ahoy there, matey." And Aaron Cottingham said, "What's up, Bubba?" So, what's up, Aaron? Just chilling, having a normal day.
Our next story is why we can't have nice things. Because this driver, I'm just going to give you all the screen share on this one real quick. A driver was pulled over for using a lawn chair as his driver's seat. That's right. And this is not Florida, by the way. This is Canada.
That's even more surprising.
A lawn chair.
A lawn chair in Canada. So the tweet read, "Just when you think you've seen it all, yes, that's the driver's seat. Our traffic officers stopped this unfit vehicle in the morning on Appleby line. License plates removed, car towed, and driver summoned to court for unsafe vehicle and seatbelt inoperative." On December 1st, police in Ontario, Canada, shared photos of a vehicle that was pulled over and impounded when the driver was found to be sitting on a folding lawn chair. The Houghton Regional Police Service Burlington Station said officers in Burlington pulled a car over on Monday when something seemed...
Hinge is...
We can hear him.
It's in there. Good.
I thought I had it muted.
That didn't help.
Don't worry, I got him. I muted him.
Okay, thank you. Closer look revealed the driver's seat of the car was missing and had been replaced with a folding chair. Police said the vehicle was impounded and the driver was ticketed for unsafe vehicle operation, driving with an inoperative seatbelt.
That's yeah.
I'm surprised this wasn't Florida.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that had to have been in a different country.
Canada.
Well,
Canada.
That doesn't really give me the relief that I thought it would. Like Canada's, kind of.
I know, right? When we hear Canada, we think that shit like this shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Nope, it did.
So, is that like a professional driver, or is it just a normal person?
It's a normal person driving day to day, got pulled over, and they looked in and went, "What the fuck?"
That's some redneck Uber shit right there, dude.
Yes, very much, very much so.
I think.
Could you imagine if that dude was your?
Oh no, it was.
If you got into that car as an Uber and you looked over at the driver's seat and his chair was just gone.
Good shit, man.
Like you could put quarters down his butt crack.
Fucking yeah, I don't know. I'd be concerned about my freaking safety. I don't know. There's nothing about that makes me feel comfortable driving in a car. Sitting in a lawn chair.
No.
Seatbelts aren't required on lawn chairs.
No, they're not, as long as they're in the right place. And they didn't say why he was pulled over. It's Canada, so probably health and wellness checks.
I've seen a few times when this was back in the day, but you're working on a car or building a project car. You don't have your seats installed yet, or you don't have the seats yet, but you want to test, the vehicle. Put a milk crate in there to take it on a, test drive. But I ain't never legitimately driving your vehicle with something like that in there. That's What would be cool is if you get something built to be like a lawn chair, but it's actually like structurally integral, and freaking you can use your seatbelt and all that shit with it. That would be pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, if you used a seatbelt, I'm sure he'd be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's one of the biggest problems they had was that he didn't have a seatbelt.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're unmuted now, Nico. You can talk.
Yeah, hey, I'm sorry about that. He came in, he told me that he finished the gate that we were hanging today. Like, he just went ahead and finished it up. Like, that was it. But back to the story we were talking about. I knew a guy that used a 5-gallon bucket. It was down here in Florida, so typical. 5-gallon bucket upside down. Drove his little Ford. What was those? Not an Escort, but an old. It was like a Ford Topaz or some shit.
I mean, you said Ford, so that's all I know.
It didn't have one seat in it at all. Anyway, it was just a hollowed out shell of a thing. But he had a 5-gallon bucket where he sat and fucking drove it around.
It just makes me think. Just think about these
At least the
people.
lawn chair, you've got like a backrest so you can lean back and use your foot a little better. A 5-gallon bucket, you've got nothing to like
You
lean
just
into.
hold the steering wheel for support, and that's it.
This legitimately makes me question these people's like general intelligence. Like,
It worked. He drove it everywhere.
there's literally no like regard for their safety in that type of situation. Like, I don't.
No, there's real like today. If I get in a crash today, today's the day I die. Oh well, kind of thing.
He always used to say, I only paid $100 for this car. Like, no
We can't hear you, Mr. Carl.
We still can't hear you.
There you go.
Okay. Nico was froze up for a while, but he's back now. Your
No.
camera.
Froze up for a while too. I don't know if it was me or you or what. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, but you was froze up on there, so I'll pop back out. But you're working now.
Okay.
Our next story is what the fuck, Tennessee. Really, a naked stranger, feces-covered walls found inside a Tennessee home.
A naked stranger, what?
Feces-covered walls and shit-covered walls inside a Tennessee home.
Wow.
Oh,
So, dude, this dude must have been high on something coming
oh,
out.
we're gonna get into that. Y'all want to see his mugshot?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I mean, got to put the icing on the cake, isn't it?
It looks like
It looks like his mustache got caught in a wood chipper. Look at this
But
short.
only the left
Hey.
side.
Yeah, this side, just let it go. And then I don't know what's going on here. Like this is not a beard. If you look like that, shave.
So,
But
So what was he
Nashville,
arrested for then?
we're gonna get into that. Nashville, Tennessee, a man living in a home in Hillsborough West End returned after several days to find a naked man inside and his walls covered in shit, rotting food all over the floor. Police reports stated. Metro Police were called to report a burglary Tuesday afternoon at a residence on Essex Place, which is off Interstate 440 just south of Vanderbilt University. Officers arrived and found the back door of the home open. Once inside, they said they located a naked man identified as 38-year-old Carl Perry. Good Lord, he looks like he's almost 50. Who was taken into custody. An arrest warrant states a resident of the home and his roommates were gone for 9 days. When the residents returned, he found the home in disarray with every piece of furniture in every room damaged beyond repair.
damn.
Officers observed fecal matter on all of the walls and trash thrown everywhere, according to the warrant. The paperwork states there was food rotting on the floor, and the microwave above the stove was completely melted and had fallen off the wall.
The what on the
The microwave
microwave?
was
completely
completely melted and fell off the wall. Investigators, there was no sign of forced entry at the home, and Perry had entered through an unlocked window or door. Perry was arrested and booked into the Metro jail Tuesday afternoon on charges of aggravated burglary, vandalism, and his bond is $50,000. It does not say if he was on drugs, But you ain't gonna tell me there was no. What? You're in a home. You have a home.
Sober
Shit in the
people don't do
toilet.
that.
Like,
Meth is a hell of a drug.
yeah, that's the only way I see this.
Yeah, Dean
That's the
Cerny
only
says,
way- that's the only thing it can be.
Dean Cerny says he's a mathematics professor at Florida State. Aaron Cottingham said, "Is that Athen on Fireball?"
Good
And
Lord.
Nico keeps freezing up a little bit. So
I don't know why.
this probably has to do with your internet connection. You might
Drugs.
be.
Drugs are
into a
bad.
modem.
Okay, drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Okay, don't do drugs.
Now it's
I
time.
can remember the song.
We actually have wacky animals for the day as well.
Wacky Animals.
Yeah, it's
goody.
time for our wacky animals of the day. A leopard wandered into a girl's hostel in India and hid under the couch. A leopard, big cat. Could you imagine that? You're going back to your room to sleep for the night, look under the bed, you hear noises. The fuck?
Is that what a leopard says?
A leopard, yeah, though they make weird screechy noises, but the leopard's one of the big cats I wouldn't want to fuck with. Like,
How about no?
yeah,
There it is.
because like,
I'm not fucking with that.
because like there are some big cats that sure they can have a potential to fuck you up. I mean, just normal house cat has potential to fuck you up, but there's some big cats that you can actually kind of fuck around with, like cheetahs. Cheetahs are actually legal to own as a pet in California, and
How can you own a cheetah in California, but you can't have a 30-round mag?
right, but
What
cheetahs.
the fuck is that backwards bullshit?
But cheetahs are not. Their musculature isn't built for like being able to be strong and attack like a human. They're intended to be fast. So a human could effectively fight off a cheetah, whereas plus cheetahs actually like humans.
I'll tell you how I'm fighting off big cats. Either a gun or a golf club. Because
Right?
I'm big enough where I can get that downward swing. Gonna look like Happy Gilmore in this motherfucker.
So
The price is wrong, Bobby.
Eric Cottingham said, "Or a damn straw." So yeah.
But
So-
wildlife officials and zookeepers responded to a girl's hostel in India to capture a leopard that wandered into the building and crawled under the sofa. Miss Bora, owner of the hostel, and said she thought that there was a piece of cloth stuck under the sofa inside the building Monday, but just before she touched the object, she realized it was a wild animal. Bora said the hostel's 15 residents barricaded themselves in the room while they were waiting for police to respond, with officials from the Assam State Zoo and personnel from the Wildlife Division. Officials said it took 4 hours to corner the leopard and shoot it with a tranq dart. The leopard fled after being hit with the dart and it ended up in a neighboring home before the sedative took effect.
Yeah, you do want to get whatever you're doing done before the sedative loses effect.
It must not have been a full-grown cheetah then to fit underneath a couch. Because I mean, or how big was the couch?
And it didn't say.
Yeah,
Kind of
some are
I have over there.
But
doesn't say how big the couch was. Doesn't say how big the cheetah was.
no, it did not.
Or not cheetah, leopard.
Yeah, we're all stuck on wanting to go get a cheetah right now.
Yeah, right. Meanwhile,
Okay.
we have panthers walking around our backyard.
It's my personal attack cheetah. It's trained.
There it is.
What's it do? It bites balls.
It's my EDC, my everyday cheetah.
Yeah, that's, you can't tell me not to bring it on this plane. It's emotional support engine. How does it emotionally support you? It keeps stupid people away. Well, how does it do that? Act stupid and find out.
It's like, it's a fucking cheetah.
It's a fucking cheetah. If you act stupid, it's going to bite you. Well, that's hostile. You can't have that. He's trained to do that. He's trained. So it's perfectly okay. He's trained.
So, and then other interesting pet laws in California. It's actually legal to keep great apes from the genus hominid as pets in California. And if you don't know, humans belong to the class of great apes. So technically, it is legal to keep humans as a pet in California.
Didn't they abolish that in the early 1800s?
I was about to say. Like, is anybody going to mention that? He's trained to do what? Pick cotton?
You realize we had history books in Canada too, right? We read all of that shit.
Holy shit. Canada. California.
I learned this stuff because once upon a time I was researching some rodents to be able to feed my snakes that I had snakes and I wanted to breed.
How did you find you could own a human finding?
I was going through the fucking Fish and Game rule books to find out what types of rodents were legal to keep so I could use them to feed my cats. And I was reading through that, and these were parts that I was reading through that I found while I was reading through it.
So, we have
but you can't,
Richie King coming in.
You can't keep African soft-furred rats in California, though. Those are illegal.
Right, moving on. Talking about California, y'all gave me the perfect segue. A reported burglary in California was by a dozen fighting raccoons. December 2nd, police in California responded to a report of suspected burglary in process and arrived to find the cause of the ruckus was caused by a dozen of brawling raccoons. The Richmond Police Department said two officers responded to the city corporation yard after an employee called authorities to report a banging on the administration office door that sounded like a burglar attempting to break in. Although mentally prepared to take action for an in-progress felony, the crime-fighting duo were surprised to find approximately 12 raccoons in a physical altercation. When challenged, all but one fled. One of them was ready to fuck up some cops. The rest of them,
a dozen fucking raccoons, and they all ran away.
All but one.
That's as well. That one was a ballsy motherfucker. Raccoons are ballsy motherfuckers. I remember this one time, and this is here in Northern California, or not Northern California, in Central Oregon, in Bend. We had a backyard and all that stuff on our apartment, and the door was open, and a raccoon fucking walked up into the house, and I was trying to get that motherfucker out, and he was standing his ground.
My house now, bitch.
It's like, no, get the fuck out of here. So like,
no, my house.
They are ballsy little shits.
Mm-hmm.
I would own a raccoon.
And I don't think those are legal to keep in California.
They're not legal to keep in a lot of states.
So
they're not legal.
Huh?
I think you can own possums.
Possums, yeah.
Oh, you can't keep raccoons.
You're allowed to keep skunks as a pet. Well, in some states you can keep raccoons as a pet, but
yeah, no.
And then you can also keep skunks as pets. You get them descented. Apparently, they're actually a pretty good pet.
Yeah, they act like a mix between a cat and a dog.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool to see them, but I would not own one for fear of that bastard skunking me. even if he's got that gland removed, I'm still gonna have that fear. If I piss him off today, he's gonna try and squirt me.
Right.
I don't want that. I don't want to take a tomato and oatmeal bath.
I've been skunked once, so
I've been fortunate not to have that happen to me.
When I was stationed in Camp Pendleton, we had a skunk that was always coming around our apartments and just stinking everything up. And one night we were coming back from the bar and I was drunk and the skunk was outside and I had my buddy Josh go grab my sword and I killed the skunk and it sprayed me while I was doing it.
You're an idiot.
Oh no!
You're an idiot.
Never.
Now, last wacky animal is a shark. Yes. Sharks. Australian diver shared the video recording from his GoPro while he was using the camera to fight off a charging hammerhead shark underwater. And we do have the video.
Oh, yes. Hammerheads are mean.
Good.
Oh, I need to share the volume with that, don't I? Share audio.
Like, oops, don't want to share that tab.
Frightening close encounter with a hammerhead shark off the far north Queensland coast. Dion Creek was freediving with his family when he came across the 6-foot predator.
It was a 6-foot hammerhead.
By Ruth, Dion Creek didn't expect what happens next.
The shot left turn and came straight towards me. That's when I caught it just off the corner of my eye. And
His survival instincts kicking in. A GoPro, his only form of protection.
We all saw the spear gun in his hand beforehand, right?
And as it was
Mhm.
and I pushed
He had something in his hand, yeah.
the kick off.
It was a spear gun.
And they're claiming that's the
Charlotte Bay
GoPro
for
is
20
only his
years,
defense.
favoring the outer reef to avoid pressure.
No,
He's never had a run-in with a hammerhead shark.
I didn't really take in.
now they're not showing the part with the spear gun anymore.
Got home. I am
It
quite.
was at the
worried.
beginning. I'll go back to it.
I don't want to be a statistic. So.
Well, yeah, I know, but they're not showing it anymore.
Yeah.
Despite the close encounter, he says it won't stop him from doing what he loves.
I think that we need to have healthy respect for the shark and for the animals. We are in their habitat.
Now might be a good time to buy a lotto ticket though. Donna Sherwood.
A hammerhead
All
shark
right, let's
off
see
the
if we can
far north
find it.
Queensland coast. Dion Creek was freediving with his family when he came across the 6-foot predator.
Diving for crayfish.
Oh, it's not gonna let me. Y'all saw it though.
Yeah, that was definitely.
There it is.
Diving
Right
for
here,
crayfish
right
at
here.
night.
What's that? What was that?
What
It's a whole fucking harpoon gun, bud.
So
You gotta-
your only form of defense is your GoPro. Bullshit. I'm eating shark steaks tonight.
And apparently, hammerhead's actually supposed to be one of the good ones, the tasty ones to eat. So,
PB
I don't know.
Mansion is in Chicago. I have no idea what that means. Dad.
because
Playboy.
being for the Playboy,
Oh,
Mansion.
Playboy Mansion.
I thought it was in LA though.
Why do you know that?
There is one. There is one in LA. I right outside of Beverly Hills. I dropped a few people off a lot when I used to drive a cab out there.
Okay. I can imagine a lot of people going to the Playboy Mansion.
I don't want to know why my dad knows that. That's disgusting. The article says he was diving for crawfish in the creek with. I mean, he had a spear gun. What kind of crawfish are you diving for with a spear gun?
Crawfish, but hold up. So he was diving in a creek?
He was diving for crawfish on Magpie Reef off Princess Charlotte Bay on the Cape York Peninsula in Queensland when the hammerhead sharks ran directly at him. So
But-
no, he was
okay.
not in a creek, but he was diving. No, he was diving for crawfish.
Crawfish are freshwater, aren't they?
I think for Australia they mean lobsters.
Okay.
I think for Australia they mean lobsters.
So, but he I don't know. In that video, it definitely showed a freaking a spear gun.
Yeah.
So-
No, I'm not having shark steak for dinner. Screw you guys.
Yeah.
They're protected. He's aggressive as shit. Screw you. It's me or him.
Who's going to protect who in this situation, eh? I'm protecting
Right.
myself.
Thunk. Well, I'm eating good tonight.
Your dad is firm on the fact the original Playboy Mansion is in fact in
I
Chicago.
don't want to know why he knows that. Oh, stop. Shush. Finding the show is making me find out so much about my dad. The hell? What don't you tell me?
I don't know what the original. I know there's one in right outside of Beverly Hills in Los Angeles that I used to drop a lot of people off to. That's all I know. I don't know what's the original, what's not.
Yeah, Aaron Papa was a pimp. I knew he was a pastor. I knew his dad was in the army. Like I know a couple things. I know growing up he was really fond of a woven leather belt. I wonder how we knew that one. But apparently he knows where the Playboy Mansion is.
Well, give him some credit. Maybe, Playboy is a part of history at this point. Maybe he's just a history buff, too. He brushed up on his knowledge.
Moving on.
Oh,
Yeah, there it is.
and I wonder a little update for all the people in the comments that are always asking why my beard isn't pink because, I was supposed to have done that because I lost a bet. I'm going to try it again.
Hey, he's actually got some.
So,
That's a no bleach, 10 wash dye.
are we doing this tonight?
No, I'm not. I'm going to dye it after the show. Next week I'll be. It has. My camera's being stupid right now. But
Do it like the last 10 minutes
it
of
should actually
this one.
So,
Start it in like the last 10 minutes of this one, eh?
no, I'm going to
Let's
wait.
see if we
until
got time.
So
There you go.
this is a more involved dyeing process than the other one. So I'm going to do it off camera, and I'll be pink for next show.
All right. Well, you'll have to get photos posted for everybody after you're done.
Yes.
Our next article is another reason why we can't have nice things. That's his headlight. That's a duct tape headlight.
Keep it up.
Is it this a flashlight?
That's a flashlight.
It is a flashlight, eh?
Hey, but I don't think there's really any laws regarding what the light is. It just has to be aimed at.
I know because I've seen taillights, the red braking lights.
Mhm.
People have put red Solo cups on that to make it legal, and that's still fine.
Yeah, but it still has to be so bright, though.
Yeah, it has to be above.
Flashlight's not gonna.
Well, depends on
That's
the
not
flashlight,
gonna work.
but it has to be.
That's why they stopped him. The articles: a Washington state officer pulled over a motorist on I-90 near North Bend early Monday morning after seeing the vehicle with a super dim headlight.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's it.
so I've got a flashlight. You know, I bought it a while ago, several years ago. That's like.
Oh God! It's not just one; it's both of them.
It's like it.
What?
It was like a $70 flashlight, and this flashlight is like freaking 1,300 lumens. You can freaking, sear someone's eyes. You can put the Batman signal up in the sky with this motherfucker. So, like, if you have the right flashlight, I mean, it should work as long as you aim it right. But damn,
yeah. I mean, looking at these lights, they are clearly dim.
Yeah, and that's.
There's no way he could see the road in front of him any more than a foot and a half.
Yeah, these are the flashlights they put in horror movies to screw with people.
Exactly.
Hey, I found a flashlight. It works. Not all it does, it turns on. Great.
That car looks like it's barely roadworthy anyway, though.
Yeah,
like
the front end is torn up.
There's no way.
But upon the inspection, the officers realized the headlights of the car had been replaced with flashlights, which is illegal in that state as it does not reach the lumen requirement. That's why we can't have nice things.
There it is. Have you guys seen the 100,000 lumen flashlight yet?
Oh yeah, dude, that thing's insane.
It's called like Fight the Sun or Battle the Sun or something, and it's literally like artificial daylight. You could kill a vampire with this fucking thing.
The dude who was making that flashlight actually gave himself a sunburn.
It's like, yeah, right. And it's like what, $500 or $600 on Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's insane. I kind of want one. Shrimp
scandal.
But why am I showing y'all shrimp? Because this is 1700 somewhere. It's never just that simple. It's never just as simple as shrimp. You're right, it's not. Because a food fight started. Women battling over shrimp send police to Lufkin restaurant. Yes, that's right, Lufkin, Texas. Because in Texas, our food means a lot to us.
Is that near you?
Now, a couple hours.
Are you calling Texans fat?
I'm calling a lot of Texas proud of eating.
Hey, everything is bigger in Texas, right?
So, Lufkin, Texas, police were called out to a restaurant Monday afternoon. Monday was a busy day, y'all. Monday was busy as hell. In response to women fighting over shrimp. I mean, if you've got something shrimpy, then this is your place to be, fellas. A woman said she was pushed and yelled at by another woman after that while they were both at a hibachi grill at 700 South Timberland Drive at 4 p.m. According to the police report, the victim said the woman yelled at her to leave her some shrimp and not take all of it. In response, she told the woman if she wanted more shrimp, she needed to tell the restaurant staff, which is true. I'm at a buffet. If there's not much left and I get the last of it, screw you. I got there first.
All you can eat, baby.
At that point, the victim said the woman then pushed her to the side and took the shrimp off of her plate.
Oh, fuck.
Apparently, neither woman was taken into custody, though.
That those involved are excited about the new year, new me bullshit. Huh?
And guess what? I have another Texas article too. We're not making fun of Florida that much today, boys. We're making fun of Texas.
Good, we're out of the spotlight today.
Oh no, you're still going to be in the spotlight. I still got articles for
Perfect.
no, you know better. Florida
I
never
know,
gets
I
off
can't-
scot free
I
here.
can't catch a break around these parts.
Florida never gets away with anything.
And I bet if I moved to Missouri or Texas, I would bring all the Florida madness with me, and then it would be Texas man, Missouri man.
Well,
Yeah.
you're going to be the highlight of all the articles then. So, a Texas inmate used a fire extinguisher to break out of jail and was captured 20 minutes later.
Good.
Fort Worth, Texas, which is also like 4 hours away, a Texas inmate used a fire extinguisher and a hose to escape jail before being quickly recaptured. The Tarrant County Sheriff's Office said 39-year-old Jeremiah Stevenson used the items to burst out of a fifth-floor window at Lon Evans Correction Center in Fort Worth at 3:40 a.m. on Tuesday. Stevenson was captured about 20 minutes after he escaped. Authorities said he was uninjured during the breakout attempt and was taken to an area hospital for treatment. Stevenson was being held at a county jail on charges of aggravated robbery, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, evading arrest or detention, and indecent exposure. Officers say he is now expecting to face additional charges related to his escape attempt. I wish they told us how he did this. They can't because that would tell other people how to escape jail.
Mhm.
But he broke out of prison with a fire hose and a fire extinguisher. Like, this is some fucking what was that?
So he said he got out of a fifth floor window, so maybe he was in an area of the prison that like inmates aren't typically in.
What was that show where he was always building and fixing shit with random items he found?
MacGyver.
That's right. This is some
Yeah.
MacGyver stuff going on here.
What I'm thinking is he was probably in a part of the jail or prison that he wouldn't typically have been in, like the admin area or something like that, where it wasn't on complete lockdown, because he came out of a fifth floor window.
Yeah.
So if it's a window he can break out, I'm thinking what he probably did is he anchored that freaking fire extinguisher off, and if there's fire hoses in there, because of fire safety, you see that stuff frequently.
Yeah.
Toss that fire hose out, fucking rappel down. So
Yep.
Yeah, he was probably a trustee or something. If you go to any jail and if you've been in any jail for more than 10 minutes at a time, you've seen they don't have janitors, they don't have custodians or anything. It's all the inmates that do all that work. So he was probably one of those, and he had access to that kind of shit.
Yep. That's the only way I see it being possible. All right, go on. Go.
Gunny boy.
You're going one way or another.
Oh,
But I want to be on your show. I love being on your show. Everybody loves me.
oh,
I need to get like a chair or some shit set up right here so he
man,
can
right? Just let me be
Just-
a co-host. Why not?
there. I get to be on your show all your time.
Oh,
I'm sure you could figure something out for that. Chairs
man,
are
I
cheap.
want to bring Hershey and Moo in here so bad. They're in there. I can see them in the back room in my trailer where I sleep, and they're just staring at me. And I want to bring them in so bad, but I got these wires all set up and these cords and all this, and they would just run around and make a mess and probably yank
No.
shit out of the walls, and I don't want to do that.
This next article makes me question some of my friends in the past because this looks like a dude I knew for years. Dad, if you're still there, you might recognize this kid.
No.
I don't know if it's really him and he just changed his name, but this really looks like my old buddy. Dad, if you're there, doesn't this look like Ty? Oop, wrong one. That really, like, I knew a guy named Ty Oden. He has badass last name, but he went liberal.
Oh, you hate to hear it.
Oh, you hate to hear it. But he looks exactly like him. Like, it's scary. I wish my roommate was watching this because he knew him too. He could verify this shit. But that looks just like my old buddy. I knew him for like 14 years, something like that. Long time. But this guy's Not that old. Orlando, Florida. Yeah, we're getting into the Florida stores a little early today.
There it is. Well, it had to come sometime.
19-year-old, so it's not my buddy, but it looks like my buddy. I mean, you can lie about shit.
Did your buddy have an illegitimate child at one point?
That's a possibility.
I mean, maybe a forgotten bastard little brother. I mean, you don't know.
But the article says, I took LSD and tried to kill someone. Disney guest accused of attacking a park security guard. Because you go to Disney World to take LSD and go on a trip while you go on the ride. Makes sense to me.
I mean, why not? Right. If you're going to live life, live it.
Yeah.
Right?
19-year-old Pompano Beach man is accused of attacking a security guard at Disney World at Animal Kingdom. James Patrick Avery is facing charges of battery on a uniformed security guard. The Orange County Sheriff's Office said deputies responded to Animal Kingdom around 3:17 on October 25th. Deputies said Arvid was already secured by a couple of the investigators. Investigators said it appeared that Avery was in a state of excited delirium and had unexpected strength. The sheriff's office said investigators were able to secure him on a stretcher. The security guard who was attacked said he was patrolling the park in Dinoland in the USA section when he was tackled from behind. The guard said Avery put him in a headlock. Deputies and guests were able to get Avery off him. Investigators said the guard had a 5-inch abrasion and was bleeding from his right elbow. The sheriff's office said Avery was transported to Celebration Hospital for treatment as he was not being responsive to commands. According to the arrest affidavit, a doctor told deputies Avery told a nurse, I took LSD and tried to kill someone. Investigators said Avery could not recall anything else from the day.
Well, so would you have called that a good trip or a bad trip?
I'd call that a bad trip because you're going to jail for a long time. You openly admitted you were trying to kill somebody.
That's what got me the attempted murder charge.
Don't ever say that.
No shit.
Don't ever say that.
No shit.
Just, like, you'd have less of a sentence if you just said, I was rolling on something and something bad happened.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Whatever. I'm going to take you guys outside with me. I'm going to smoke a cigarette, eh? I can't smoke in the studio.
Bystanders helped wrangle a man who was headbutting and biting while high on drugs. What is wrong with Florida and drugs? I swear, Florida is just like the drug capital. Why is
all we've got out here is meth and fucking flocka. So,
why is Oregon the decriminalized state, but Florida has literally everything? Like if you go to Florida, you could bump into the street corner and find 5 drugs right there. Like, hey man, I need this. Well, what strain do you want? I've got this, and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's all pretty well backwards here, bud.
Y'all want to watch the video for it?
You know we do.
Absolutely.
You know we do.
Watch do your show. I'm gonna change.
Turn to the expert.
Oh, of course we got an ad.
Conditioning to our 20 tuna.
Hey, we're giving y'all free airtime. You need to sponsor us now.
You're not sponsors.
Delair Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit delair.com today.
Delair, you owe us $1,000.
There it is right there.
Is that him? Hey, come here.
Where the hell is he running? I saw it. He was like froggy jumping and shit.
Can you full screen that? Yeah, perfect.
Where's all the trash and all those snacks?
Which way? I'll take you. All right, you got him. All right, hold on. All right, we gotta flip him over. Yep, I know. You got your taser on him or what? Okay. All right, you're gonna turn over on your stomach. Do you understand? He's still resisting. All right. Somebody give me an arm.
Arm right here.
Are those civilians or undercovers helping restrain?
Civilians.
Yeah, you got him?
Oh, shit.
That's him.
Yep.
You got him?
Hold on.
You got him?
Hop off first.
Okay.
Yep, I got him.
You got him?
Okay. We're gonna roll him that way. Okay.
Come on.
Roll over.
Come on, Jesse.
On your stomach.
Come on.
Give us your other hand. Bring your other hand out.
Hey, you're not.
All right, look, we got this arm.
Come on, man.
We got
Relax.
this arm. Give me your right hand. Give me your right hand, or you're gonna get tased.
Come on, Jesse. Just do it.
I got it.
Keep down. All right, come on. Stop resisting.
Here in stand by one. All right. Stop. He's scared. He's scared.
Easy, got it.
Okay, now 13 flag. You're whiskey Mike secure. Okay. Is he messed up on something?
I don't know. Probably.
Dad said he was
Drug.
Okay.
And there is a lot of it here in Florida.
Good one as well.
Everybody's on it. Fuck.
I thought this talk are these his? I think they thought it was ours.
That was probably mine. Let me see.
Camera somewhere?
That's all right.
Something
No, it's not mine.
They might be his. That's what I'm going my car too.
I got you. Got rearrested. Tell me. Are you able to speak to us, man? All right. What's your name? What's your name? Hey, what's your name?
Yes.
What?
Johnny.
Oh shit.
Yeah, 13 flag. Advise rescue to stop, obviously, before the power lines, because there's lines in the road.
All right, so it looks like you got him under control. I just want to go back to.
Hey, come here.
Look at this run. What is he doing? Y'all saw that, right?
He's like running with one leg, like just one leg.
Yeah.
Lifting his left leg and then stepping and then again. Like, how the fuck do you do that? Eh?
Yeah, that was super weird.
Maybe he was injured.
But it took 2 deputies and 3 witnesses to get a control of a man who was headbutting and biting people after crashing his father's car into a light pole while high on prescription drugs, according to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. Deputies said the investigation began at 8:45 p.m. Monday when 38-year-old Jesse James Paiva crashed into a light pole on Fieldstone Lane in Palm Coast, Florida, causing power lines to fall onto the near roadway.
Jesse James. Why is it so often anybody who's named Jesse James in pop culture is a fucking bad boy, quote unquote?
Drugs are bad. Okay.
You got to keep the legend alive, man.
All right.
Oh, I guess he wants to go back down. All right, we got 10 minutes. We're going to save the last 2 Florida man stories for later. But, Mr. Carl, it's that time for our OSHA violations of the week. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of OSHA violations. So I want one of y'all to tell me what you see is wrong with this photo right here.
I'm looking right at it. The pallet's bridged across the shelving unit right there, and there is no shelving unit. It's just
Yes, sir. Now, I have had mulch fall on me from 2 racks up. I used to work at those, and it had rained. Those bags are heavy, and they hurt. We had a broken pallet that was torn to hell, and the driver said, yeah, I'm going to put this up there, so I'm trying to spot him in, and it busted open, and I just right on top of me. It hurts a lot.
No shit.
So, yes. The problem we have right here is the fact that they strung a pallet across beams with your kid's going to be doing some sketchy shit, dude.
Yep. Yeah, sorry, Dean. It's
that pallet has got no support, and you can already see it bowing in the middle on the bottom.
pineapple video, man.
Mr. Carl, next photo, please. Anybody tell me what's wrong? You know what that is, right? That's a safety breaker that trips, and we decided to put in that wrench. Looks like it's been there for a hot minute with how rusty that thing is.
Yeah, they don't come in that color.
We don't want the trip.
They do not come into that color at all.
No.
But somebody thought this would be a brilliant idea to, hey, man, we keep having this breaker trip, so we're just going to lock it in place. What do you mean we're just going to lock it in place? We're just going to lock it in place. What do you have that wrench for? What? It's there on purpose. There's obviously a problem with the electricity right now. Yeah, but we need it to run right now. Well, fix the problem first.
It breaks. It trips for a reason.
And that breaker's, I'm just here thinking, why did they have to use such a big wrench? Probably because that's a pretty large amp breaker that flips hard when it flips.
We have breakers like that on the submarine, and those things when they trip, it's
tunk. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Like over a diesel engine running, you can hear that thing go tunk real well.
Like a hammer hitting metal, I'm sure.
On switchboards, I know.
Well, next picture, Mr. Carl.
Oh no! Oh no!
What's wrong with this picture?
Oh no!
The question is this post murder? So, like, is this dude standing here with the hoodie just trying to get rid of evidence, or is this actually an OSHA violation?
Both.
Could be both. Yeah.
Technically, I don't know if this one's actually an OSHA violation. This one's just you dumber shit. Because Aaron makes a good point. Is that wood chipper locked out, tagged out? Can we operate this piece of equipment safely? So yeah, it would be an OSHA violation. So, because if you're going to go into something like this, just because it's off, doesn't mean you can get into it.
Hey, what's this button do?
Yeah. Hey man, I've always wanted to get a wood chipper. Mind if I take a look? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Well,
Oh, what's this switch do? Shit. How do you explain that to the cops? How do you explain that to the police? Like, he was just in there and he let me look at it and I accidentally hit a button, man. I don't know. You're telling us you accidentally cut this dude up.
It was an accident, I swear.
Oof.
We don't believe that. Fuck. Yeah, that dude in the white hoodie is definitely suspicious. I can hear the Among Us music right now.
You know.
Mr. Carl, next photo, please.
Black was not the imposter.
Oh, look, another breaker problem. And this one, you had like the other one was kind of like okay, but this one,
no, it wasn't okay at all. None of these are okay.
No, none of these are okay. The other one was a little more thought out. This one was just like, yeah, grab a bunch of bricks and a bar, we'll make it.
Yeah, I'll fix it.
What the hell?
I just find it hard to believe they didn't have anything else they could use for that.
Yeah, like where's the other big wrench? Mr. Carl, next photo, please.
Like,
And the winner of Not My Job for the day.
kick the thing out of the way for the love of God.
Carl brought
Not my
up
job, bro.
Carl brought up a very funny point earlier. CHEY is in Florida right now. But Carl, I was talking with Mr. Carl about this one before the show, and he brought up a very valid point. You notice that the raccoon's head is not painted, yet it is on a line. So that raccoon possibly was faking dead while that truck came by to paint.
And now he's marked for life.
Because if you don't know, the trucks that spray the roads, they ride around, they don't get off. So if there's anything blocking the road, they don't care.
No.
This dude saw a raccoon and said, yeah, we're gonna paint. The funny part is the orange over the body is off kilter, so it looks like the raccoon moved after he was painted.
Also, on the other side of the line, the line at his head, that part hasn't been painted yet. The part, you can tell there's a difference in the texture and color of the paint right there.
Yeah, it's still pavement right there by the front of his head.
Well, no, I'm saying even the yellow part on that
Yeah,
part,
I see it. I see it.
Yep.
So it almost looks to me like this has been photoshopped.
The problem is I still see so many of these Not My Jobs. I can believe this one.
True.
And honestly, look, I've got to say, if this was my job, I'd probably do the same thing just because I'm an asshole.
I'm not going to get off and risk kicking a wild animal.
Look, it was not in my job description. I'm supposed to drive this fucking machine and paint these lines. That's it. Nobody said anything about fucking raccoons in the middle of the road. Sorry.
Yeah. I've seen ones where they've painted over down trees. I've seen ones where they painted over a deer. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep doing these Not My Jobs.
Needs a get well soon balloon.
He's seen that deer. There was a dead deer on the side of a road. Somebody tied a get well soon balloon to its leg.
What about the dead cat on the side of the road? Somebody put a sign by it that said "free cat."
Oh. Why are we such assholes?
I know, man. I'm making fun of that. And I actually like cats. The fuck?
I don't.
I'm sorry. Cats are cool.
All right, Miss Carl. Thank you very much. Back to our Florida man stories. A fugitive living under a false ID finally arrested in Florida after somebody give me a year. Somebody tell me how many years they think this guy survived. ATHEN, if you've seen the articles, you can't guess it. Somebody give me a guess on the how.
What article is this?
70 some odd. No, 50 some odd.
What article is this?
A fugitive living under false ID was arrested in Florida after X amount of years. How many years do you think?
I haven't seen this article, but I'm going to say, we'll say 80.
Oh, wow.
50 some odd. 50.
Anybody
50
else?
years.
Anybody else? Anybody in the comments want to guess how long this fugitive was living under a false ID?
Aaron Cottingham said 57.
We're getting closer.
It's
right,
it looks like Wizard's camera's working right now.
Yeah, I want to say 50 something years.
Oh, Mickey's close. Mickey's real close.
20 fizzle? So 33 and a half.
Oh, 35.
Oh.
35 years. A fugitive in Florida was living under false ID for 35 years.
Under false ID for 35 years. Damn.
Ocala, Florida, a man who fled a drug conspiracy charge in Nebraska 35 years ago had been arrested in Florida where he was living under the false identity. Howard D. Farley Jr., 72 years old, was arrested Wednesday at his Florida home, according to the court records. He faces a passport charge in Ocala federal court and 10 years in prison. According to a criminal complaint, Farley applied for a passport in February using the name, birth date, and social security number of a person who had died as an infant in 1955. In 1985, Farley and 73 others were indicted on federal grand jury in Nebraska. Prosecutors identified Farley as the drug kingpin of the Southern Line, a railroad line that drug dealers used to move narcotics throughout the U.S. Records show that Farley was the only defendant not apprehended in that case.
Wow.
So how did there was some work that went into finding this dude because, like, back 35 years ago, they're not going to have as much information on, solidifying this dude's freaking, identity. And the fact that he stole identity of an infant that died freaking in the 50s, there's, less way to solidify that identity moving forward. So, like, yeah, that's insane that they were actually able to prove all, his identity and all that stuff.
Yep.
Wow.
35 years this dude evaded arrest.
So Howard Farley is his real name. That's his real identity then.
That's his real ID.
Wow.
Was he trying to vote in the 2020 election? Yeah.
Oh, we got you.
You voted for Biden 17 times last month.
Now, y'all know what it's time for. Our most what the fuck Florida of the day.
Oh, here we go.
Not only once, but twice, the Coast Guard had to go rescue a man in a bubble trying to run to the Bermuda Triangle.
What the fuck? A bubble?
Yeah, the big blow-up balls you can crawl into and
Oh,
play
he was
games.
legitimately trying to run on the surface of the ocean to the Bermuda Triangle?
Oh.
Twice!
What do they call
Twice!
this?
Right?
Zorb?
From Florida?
They call him a Zorb or something. Yeah, I know. Somebody actually did that. Well, maybe not from Florida to Bermuda Triangle, but somebody actually, like, I don't know, went across the English Channel or something in one.
There's a video.
There it is.
Get halfway to the Bermuda Triangle and get exhausted.
I gotta get the sound going.
Did he have a cell phone with him or something?
He has a deal for you and existing customers.
I
will.
So what'd you say?
It's the wrong person. It's a guy named Carl. But he's very excited and on his way.
Word of mouth advertising. It's what
Good.
they do for commercials.
It's not complicated.
We've been
Everyone can
sleeping
start
on her,
business
by the way.
like the amazing
That woman is
Lily.
I mean, you don't see it every day. You probably never have seen it. The U.S. Coast Guard rescued a man who was trying to run from Florida to Bermuda on the Atlantic Ocean. Reza Belushi was inside this inflatable bubble off the coast of Miami. The bubble is supposed to work like a hamster wheel. Belushi move along the water's surface. Sounds like a terrible idea. It was. Rescuers say that caught in the Gulf Stream. He says he was running for world peace. Sadly, he didn't get very far.
Okay. Show me the law.
So they're saying that they rescued him because it's against the law?
No, they rescued him because he needed to be rescued.
Oh, okay.
He got caught in the Gulf Stream and pushed way off course.
Oh,
okay.
Twice.
It came off like he was doing something illegal, and I'm like,
There's no law that says you can't do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, show me the law. But that's the way it came off to me. But misinterpreted.
Gunny.
How did they know did he have observers and that were
We're gonna read the article and find out. An ultramarathoner's attempt to run from Florida to Bermuda in an inflatable bubble was cut short when the Coast Guard towed him back to land for the second time. The organization wasn't happy about it, as it posted a series of critical tweets stating that the aspiring bubble runner Reza Belushi had flouted its safety orders. Belushi voluntarily ended his voyage, according to the Coast Guard on Twitter. Belushi had intended to be at sea for 5 months, raising money for children in need and inspire those that have lost hope for a better future. Earlier this month, the Coast Guard had ordered Belushi not to depart because your vessels and the conditions under which you are attempting to complete your voyage to Bermuda is unsafe. Bellucci, so there's the government stepping in trying to tell you not to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Bellucci wrote on his website on that Wednesday that he had secured a support boat to lead him into international waters, and that he had intended to depart from Pompano Beach, Florida, on Friday. It's unclear when he departed. By Sunday, the Coast Guard plucked him from his HydroPro and tweeted that Bellucci's voyage had ended after he had violated a United States Coast Guard order not to embark. I mean, this thing looks pretty nuts, though. Y'all got to see this. So, because the Coast Guard told him not to, they said, "Well, we're going to tow you back in because we told you not to."
This looks like it's like custom made too.
There's
Like,
a lot of basketball. It looks like he's got a lot of basketballs.
Yeah, that's all just inflatable. Yeah, that's basketballs, volleyballs, maybe a soccer ball or two in there.
So, and he said he was planning on being at sea for 5 months in that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did he do for food?
He probably a support vessel. It did say he had a support vessel to help him out.
Yeah, true.
So probably
we let kayakers do these challenges and shit. I don't see a problem. I mean, in a hurricane, as long as he doesn't flip, he's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even then, he could probably flip that thing back upright. I mean, going in a hurricane, that thing might honestly be fun.
Well, the way
like, could you imagine getting thrown around in that shit in a Mach 4 hurricane?
I think the worst risk in a hurricane would be like puncturing or breaking of the bubble itself. But if he gets flipped in that, it's not going to do anything because the access to it seals on those things. So
I don't see a problem with it. I think being in that thing for 5 months is going to get you sunburned like hell because that clear plastic's going to act like
a magnifying glass.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to intensify the sun's rays. Shit, 100
Like,
fold.
you were white when you left. Now you're looking like Donald Trump.
There it is. There it is. So, I mean, did he get charged with anything then?
In 2014, the Coast Guard rescued him after receiving a report about a disoriented man in a bubble off the coast of Miami who was asking for directions to Bermuda. Bellucci intentionally refused to quit his journey, but asked for help 3 days later. A HC-130 plane and the MH-60 helicopter, along with the vessel Maersk, Montana, were sent to rescue him 70 miles. So he had to be rescued.
that was the first time, though.
It cost him $144,000 to be rescued.
Jesus, that's why, and that's probably why like the Coast Guard was like, no, don't do this. You know, it's not safe.
It gets worse. They found out how hot it was inside. That bubble was 120 degrees.
Ooh. Can't survive that.
How much water would you need to not die? You need a lot of fucking water. That'd be right.
Can't survive that.
You need a desalination pump to stay alive for 5 months.
So I mean, it's like 140 degrees. Yeah, you can do it. It's not. That's livable, but that's fucking miserable livable. Like, I like the heat. That's, you know, up beyond my range.
Yeah, 120 degrees. We're going to Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But it's like, and then you got to figure he's inside the bubble, so it's going to be humid in there, like humid heat.
Yeah, so that 120 is going to feel more like 130, 140. You going to sweat.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to lose weight, that's a hell of a way to do it.
But it's the wrong way to do it.
That's not a safe way to do it.
No. Would not recommend, eh?
Would not recommend. So he did this twice and had to be rescued twice. That's $288,000 to pay the Coast Guard.
Jesus fucking Christ.
288. That's probably why they were so pissed off at him the second time. Like, we've already got this.
I never knew the Coast Guard charged you for them to come and help you out.
Well, it's probably a suit. Like, that's why they have the authority to give orders. No, it's not safe to do this because the government has to foot that bill if we have to come rescue you. But in this sense, because he was told not to do it and he did it, and then they had to go do it, they're like, okay, this is on you, dude. We told you not to do it. You did it anyway.
Okay. I can see him getting away with not paying the first bill, but the second one, he's definitely going to have to front.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to try and backdate the other one and be like, hey, we told you. We warned you not to do this. We had to rescue you twice now. So we're going to charge you $288,000.
Plus all the sweat and nowhere for that to go. Yeah. So he's just fucking stewing in that, eh?
He's not going 5 months with no shower, no bath, and that funk. You going to come out of that rank. Like, there's not enough soap for you to get clean after that.
If he has a support vessel, I'm thinking he's probably taking regular trips onto the support vessel. Like, at nighttime, he might get out of the bubble and get on that ship.
I think he was planning that, but he only made it 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, what else is he going to do?
Because, like, I don't know how, I don't care how freaking conditioned you are and all that stuff. Chilling in that 140 degree humid like that, steady for 5 months, that's going to be nigh on impossible.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you can accomplish it, that's definitely world record worthy. But nobody else is going to attempt to break that because nobody else is dumb enough.
No
So
shit.
thank you, Florida.
You got that.
That's been our what the fuck Florida for the day.
This is how the run goes, at least. My Corona.
Now I know a lot of y'all don't come to this show for politics. This is political, but not the way you think it's going. Ultra-conservative EU politician resigned after breaking the COVID laws by attending a 25-man orgy.
What? What we're asking is 25-man orgy. Is this descriptive, or is this?
Yeah, wait. Was it actually 25 men?
We're gonna find out, unfortunately.
The narrative makes a huge difference, eh?
Practice what
I'm thinking it's not so much the COVID violations that he made him decide to retire. I'm thinking it's the fact that he was caught at an orgy.
As an ultra conservative,
yeah,
practice what you preach is generally a pretty good guideline for going through life. If you start telling people what they should do, and it's only right that you abide with the same rules, right? We all know that all too often it doesn't work that way. It's easy to dictate to other people's lives, but we as people seem pretty comfortable with giving ourselves a break. One arena where this is particularly relevant seems to be politics. Maybe it's because politicians are constantly in the public spotlight, but decision makers across the aisle often seem to relax when it comes to their standards of their own lives. A great example of such case unfolded recently in the European Union. At the eye of the storm is a Hungarian member of the European Parliament, Joseph Cesar. Joseph was recently busted skirting COVID-19 laws restricting the number of people at gatherings. He did it by attending a 25-man sex party. Cesar is married with a daughter, is a founding member of a headline Fidesz party. The party currently holds power in Hungary with the Prime Minister Viktor Orban at its helm. Fidesz had recently gained notoriety for extremely conservative politics, including such thing as defending the sanctity of marriage. Prime Minister Orban, in particular, is known as a firebrand, often railing against the more liberal views of the Western Europe and EU. You'd imagine that Mr. Cesar would subscribe to some rigorous moral standards. You'd think that, but you'd be wrong. It's bad enough for Cesar to be caught red-handed like this, but he didn't even do it with dignity. The whole thing started November 27th when the Belgian police received several noise complaints about a party. The complaints concerned on a second-floor apartment in Brussels where European Parliament's committee meetings are primarily held. As a result, the cops decided to give the partygoers a surprise visit. And what a scene it was awaiting them. According to Fox News, the police found a full-blown orgy in action with 25 mostly naked men. So yes, 25 man.
Holy fuck. So they're complaining about it. The cops showed up because of a noise complaint.
It's going to be a hard pass for me, bud.
First of all, I'm just going to question, what kind of noises was it they were complaining about?
Come on, you can imagine.
And then the cops knock on the door, knock, knock, knock. Everything going, oh.
Imagine somebody called in about something sounding like a French police siren.
Screw you, Dean. I stay how I wants to.
Dean, Nico Milanov is outside smoking a cigarette because I can't smoke inside the studio.
When officers started marching in through the door, one of the men decided to make a break for it with a backpack on him. He climbed up the second-story apartment window and jumped down the street. Sarah Durant, spokesperson for the Brussels deputy public prosecutor, said that shortly afterwards, a passerby saw the man fleeing along the gutter. The man's hands were bloody. It's possible he may have been injured when fleeing. Narcotics were found in his backpack. So this was a party. Drugs and sex. Only missing rock and roll.
You know what they say.
When detained, the man was unable to produce any identifying documents, so the police cordially escorted him to his residence where he identified him as, surprise, surprise, MEP Joseph Saar with diplomatic passport. With the same breath, the now uncovered Saar claimed diplomatic immunity, and so he got off with a stern warning despite blatantly violating Belgium's COVID restrictions.
Yeah, diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity for dicking down other guys.
That's kind of bullshit on that factor of diplomatic immunity. Like a diplomat can go to a foreign country and like literally get away with murder to an extent. But yeah.
What you got there, Cameron?
I got some putty.
That's what it looked like.
That Gunny really wants to get. Oh, you're talking about the certain shape it was holding in.
It looked a bit phallic. Just saying.
He wasn't Lethal Weapon 4.
So yeah, diplomatic immunity is bullshit. You clearly violated the orders that you yourself so demanded. You're ultra conservative and you want to uphold the sanctity of marriage, but you've got a daughter and you're at an orgy with 25 other guys and drugs.
At a gay orgy.
Not how that
Dean
works,
says
right?
he should have gone for diplomatic immunity.
Immunity, them dicks.
I mean, I'm surprised he didn't try and persuade the cops to join him.
Right?
The strippers are here.
You guys, who ordered them?
Oh, you're so sweet. Oh no, we're actually the police.
Oh shit!
Everyone had the dildos.
Yeah, the dildos are what they're worried about hiding. I'm pretty sure those
right.
are already in some orifices hiding.
Oh yeah, they hit them all right, eh?
This thing, she was grocery shopping.
That's literally what we live with every day, though. That stupid double standard in politics. Look at Nancy Pelosi going and getting her hair cut.
Oh Lord, we started on that one, eh?
Yeah. So, note to self: if you get in politics, you better practice what you preach because you're gonna get caught eventually.
Oh, but God forbid Donald Trump takes the day off to go play golf, eh? Figure that one out.
Yeah. Well, we live in a country with people that are 10-ply, bud.
Yeah, well. Need to give their balls a tug.
You tit fucker! I'm just saying, if you want to get into politics, it's not like you're going to be making money for the rest of your life. It's clearly a safe job to go into if you want to make good money, but
sure.
Don't be doing stupid shit.
Talk about job security.
I don't know if there really is that much job security because they have to continue to be reelected. Well, no, congressmen don't, do they?
No.
No, because they make
47 years.
Mm-hmm.
They get paid for the rest of their lives. Once you're in Congress, you get like $118,000 the rest of your life.
Yeah,
which is bullshit.
I need to figure out how to do Congress.
You're right. I need to get into Congress myself. I'd tell you how I'd do it too. I'd serve one term and be done. That'd be it.
Yep.
Sit on it for the rest of your fucking life.
Well, I'd be
Right.
Aren't you gonna y'all can reelect me if y'all want, but I ain't running. If y'all reelect me, y'all are dumb because I'm just gonna make this country great again.
There it is.
But if you reelect me, I have no political correctness at all. So that's on y'all.
Regarding that, you know how you're saying, they get a pension for the rest of their lives after, their term. I wonder, because you know how Donald Trump was donating his entire paycheck, his entire salary for being the president.
Mhm.
I wonder, moving forward, his pension, is he going to donate that or is he going to keep it?
Who knows?
Mm.
And what about it?
Gunny boy.
He's not been very behaved today.
Yes, he is. He's got important gunny stuff to do. You leave him alone.
Yeah, he's got important piss dad off stuff to do.
Aww.
I saw a Yeti Blue. How much did you pay for your Yeti Blue there, Cam?
120, I think.
Okay, yeah, because I saw a Yeti Blue at Fred and Meyer's the other day. I was that close to buying it, but it's freaking I think what was it, $160 at Fred Meyer's.
Yeah, that's a little pricey. But you got to remember what's going on right now with the shutdown. Everybody's taking to social media.
Yeah.
So everybody's trying to monetize. I'm honestly surprised we haven't been able to yet. But they're all trying to make money by streaming, and a lot of women are going to OnlyFans, and a lot of people are putting out a lot of weird as shit content.
Yep. Like the new headphones I got, they're Kraken X's. I got those at Fred Meyer's too, which was stupid. They were like $80 at Fred Meyer's when they're freaking $50 at Walmart.
Mm.
So I paid almost double for them at Fred Meyer's than I would have at Walmart. But so far the Kraken X's are pretty good headphones. I just don't know why.
Yeah, I've got Krakens as well, and I like them a lot. They actually fit over my ears very well. So I got a big head, so that's one of the things.
These are just Turtle Beach, just standard. Turtle Beach. You can see the logo there. I actually had a buddy that knows somebody at Turtle Beach that sent these to me for free when I started my Twitch channel with Emery King. And
he still hadn't reached out to me, by the way.
he's got a lot going on. He's actually been I'm not going to go throw too much of his business out. He's been kind of sick recently. He got a case of a pink eye recently, but so he's kind of dealing with that. He's got a lot going on. He's got that clothing line that he released, Skyboy, which I've got a couple of his shirts. Yeah, I talk to him every once in a while, like not very often. I used to talk to him every single day, like last year, and now it's been kind of few and far between.
Keep on him. See if he'd be interested in joining the show, being a guest speaker or something.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he absolutely would. He's got to find the time. He's got a million things going at once every single day. So, but I'll keep reaching out to him and seeing what he says.
Yep, let us know.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
We got two more stories. We got about a half hour left, so it doesn't look like we're gonna make
You'll have to excuse me. I have got to take a piss. I'm so sorry. I've been holding this for an hour. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If Gunny would stop being a nuisance. When a guy explored an abandoned zoo, he spotted a strange shape floating in the murky water. In the long-abandoned wildlife park in Australia, there was an enormous tank filled with murky green substance. This liquid is known as formaldehyde. And in large doses, it's also a carcinogenic. But that's not the reason why the tank was taking the internet by storm. Instead, it's what was lurking within the formaldehyde that's proven so compelling.
Uh-oh.
Where's my article? What the hell?
Did something happen?
There he goes.
I was getting into the story, and then you stopped all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
it's got a lot of like add-ons about the. We've got time, so I'll go into it. Once upon a time, the wild. We'll get back to that original part here in a second. Once upon a time, the Wildlife Wonderland Giant Earthworm Museum in Melbourne, Australia, pulled in hundreds of thousands of visitors per year. In 2012, though, the animal park shut down forever, and while nearly all attractions and inhabitants were ultimately recovered and rehoused, a single eerie relic was left behind. 6 years later, a YouTuber discovered the last vestige of the park for himself. But what exactly did he discover? Well, Wildlife Wonderland, which is situated near Westport Bay, was originally opened in 1985 by a real estate professional named John Matthews. Along with its worm display, the park hosted areas for koalas and wombats, a cafe, and a restaurant. And the exhibits were popular. In fact, 350,000 visitors visited it annually. After the park became a success, though, Matthews sought to sell it, and that's exactly what he did, handing the Wildlife Foundation over to a Chinese investors at the turn of the millennium. The facility would also go on to change owners once again before being shuttered altogether. Ultimately, Australia's Department of Sustainability and Environment sounded the death knell for Wildlife Wonderland. According to the DSE, you see the owners had evicted the park operator for attempting to run it without a necessary license, and as a consequence, the park was shut down in 2012 forever. It's said, though, that the DSA gave the operator plenty of opportunity to get their required licensing. And in 2012, department employee Ryan Incall spoke to Australia's ABC News about the matter, saying there was also a number of visits of our wildlife officers to the park to talk to the operator and assist them getting that license, but he wasn't in the place and didn't obtain a license. In addition to those administrative issues, Wildlife Wonderland also plagued in its later years by allegations of staff mistreating animals. At the time of the park's closure, then the DSE was apparently investigating these reports. The 130 animals living in the facility, meanwhile, were transferred with the help of the RSPCA to Healesville Sanctuary, a zoo in Victoria that specializes in native wildlife. Today, the entire complex lies abandoned, although it has been totally devoid of visitors in the last year. Haunting images of the decaying park have frequently circulated online. In fact, there are clear signs of squatters having set up in the bones of the Wildlife Wonderland. Then in 2018, an urban explorer, Luke McPherson, ventured into the park where he filmed his journey through the abandoned rooms and exhibits. And in the nearly 30-minute video, it's clear to see just how decrepit the one tourist attraction had become. Dirt and dust has settled on almost every inch of the complex. Even the entrance to the facility has been unkempt, with outdoor ponds resembling something closer to swamps. And in the clip, McPherson approaches one of the buildings on the property, only to be greeted by the sight of a dilapidated porch. There, a sign points to the long-defunct wombat habitat, while debris litters decking that is surrounded by damaged fencing. McPherson then continues into the first room, which, according to the lopsided notice, was once a nursery for young orphan wombats. But while the fur-like material continues to line the ceiling, the rocky walls are now covered in graffiti and lazy scrawls. And while it is altogether a sorry sight, it's still easy to imagine the area having once been a healthy home for animals. Then, as McPherson and his companion delve deeper into the complex, they come across several more remnants of the old park. Photographs of one of the time inhabitants still line the walls of the enclosure, along with the accompanying information for visitors. And the rocks circling the enclosure could have at one point been stood on by curious kids. The buildings that previously housed animals aren't the only part of the park that have fallen into disarray, however. As McPherson and his friends continued their tour through the complex, they come across a number of rooms that have once contained offices or perhaps living facilities. It's difficult to determine from the footage, as in each room is in a shabby, disorderly shadow as it once was. Furniture from desks and shelving units and couches and wardrobes also lie strewn throughout many of these spaces. According to McPherson, though, the current inhabitants of the fixtures are possums who appear to have made themselves at home in the facility, but they may have not been the only ones, as a number of large mattresses are scattered throughout the abandoned sanctuary. Yes, there are hints of squatters having taken up residence in the abandoned park. In one room, McPherson finds discarded food packaging with the date January 2017, while a fridge elsewhere turns up milk within the month of April 2016. So while the urban explorers don't actually come across anyone living in the park, it seems that many people have done so in the past. But from there, things seem to get creepier. In another room, McPherson stumbles upon a trove of discarded children's clothing, as well as a buggy, hairbrush, and toys. A magazine among the piles of items suggested that they were left in 2015, 3 years after the park closed. Perhaps then a family were here at one point in time. Yet that's not even the strangest thing. The duo inadvertently discovered during their tour of the facility, seemingly unbeknownst to them, McPherson and his companion ultimately venture into an area that hosts Wildlife Wonderland's only remaining attraction. And in this part of the video, that has subsequently captured the attention of a global audience. Thanks to his incredible discovery, McPherson's video has widely shared across the web. In total, it's racked up more than 14 million views.
Damn.
Tens of thousands of comments since it was first uploaded, and going viral has only helped draw more attention to the abandoned, once forgotten animal park. Among these comments were many shocked reactions, with a number expressing astonishment at what McPherson and his buddy eventually ended up finding. That said, the rest of the video also elicited some surprise from viewers. One person wrote, for example, the park closed and the people literally just dropped everything and left. Can't believe there still stood a fridge and family photos. But while most abandoned attractions are at least a little creepy, there's something particularly sinister awaiting trespassing filmmakers. Indeed, the duo first set their foot on the property. They didn't expect to stumble across one of nature's greatest predators, yet that's exactly what they encountered as they entered one of these rooms. In the video, as the camera pans around, we see signs of the wall referring to a mouthful of teeth and the Phillip Island giant. And then McPherson shifts his gaze upward and exclaims loudly, "What the hell? Can you guys see that?" Floating in a tank of green liquid, it's a great white shark. And while the beast isn't alive, its spine-chilling silhouette is still enough to strike fear into everyone's hearts.
Wow.
So there's a great white shark in formaldehyde. Damn.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's pretty creepy.
So, like, this zoo, this wildlife park had a freaking preserved great white shark, and they just left it chilling there?
They did.
Wow.
As it happens, the formaldehyde hadn't always been green. Instead, it had been turned green that way due to the damage to the tank. It's a big, murky tank because the filters haven't been running. One visitor to the center told the Phillip Island and San Remo advertiser in 2019, you couldn't get into the shark. Though, because the glass is 2 inches thick, there's also formaldehyde vapors coming out of the perspex lid. It's an eyesore. Oh my God. Look at that fucking teeth.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yikes. And how long has it been there?
Since 2012.
Oof. Yeah, those are some serious teeth.
I guess that's the only way you could have a shark in a zoo, because I know great whites, like, they try to keep in aquariums, but it doesn't. They can't be kept captive. they always end up dying.
Yeah.
So,
It looks like they actually reclaimed the shark and moved him to a new clean tank. I don't blame him. That thing's a monster. Thanks.
Yeah.
They got to get a crane to bring it.
Well, what is? Oh, wow! Look at that. The skin's like leather. Well, and I mean, how long do they plan on keeping it there? Because I mean, even formaldehyde has an expiration date.
Well, again, they in this.
I think with formaldehyde, as long as the containers sealed,
Oh, you son of a bitch.
it can be kept almost in perpetuity. I think.
Well, they have again in the article. They said there was filters that were running on this tank that you see. This one had filters, but they had broken. That's why it dyed green. That's why it looks like that. That's terrifying shit.
That is.
But
Coming down, man, my God.
But coming down here, they've moved it to a new exhibit, kept the tank, changed the formaldehyde. Obviously, they changed it because they took them out of that shit.
Sure.
And they've got the new tank with lighting, and they've got clear formaldehyde. So it looks like he got a new home. But could you imagine? You're going through this abandoned museum. You're looking around, you're seeing a whole bunch of decay and decreption, all this shit, and you just see this next to you.
That right there, that's probably like the most hardest hitting photo right there. Is just that silhouette. Now imagine that just like drifting along the glass, just
kind of forget for a second that you're inside a building. Like, oh fuck, is everything flooding?
Right? What the fuck is that? And what do they have? 2-3 rows of teeth anyway?
Yeah, well, their teeth continually grow, so like they kind of roll out.
Yeah.
Multiple layers.
Man. Oof.
Yeah.
Creepy.
I love doing creepy articles. Love doing creepy articles. Now, we've got one for the Army.
Army?
That's right. We're going to make fun of the Army today. U.S. Army has...
Story for you, bud.
U.S. Army develops technology to create telepathic soldiers. Didn't we try this in like the 70s and 80s and just gave soldiers like a shit ton of LSD?
Brad, you're going to want to get in here, bud.
Brad, we're making fun of you like a son of a bitch right now.
What was it?
Brad, you're going to get in here, eh? You got to hear this, bud.
It was Project MK Ultra, wasn't it?
I think so.
The old goat pills.
Yep. A lot of people up.
Yeah, he's not coming. God damn it.
They had marginal success with that too, though. On MK Ultra.
Giving LSD to soldiers. Yep.
Anyway, telepathic soldiers, eh?
Telepathic soldiers. If you like watching military action movies, you've seen the U.S. military carry out some weird research projects. But in reality, actually, you will see it's the U.S. military carry out some weird research projects. From robotic mules to trying weaponized hallucinogenic drugs, the Army has been trying things that sometimes cross into science fiction territory. This time around, they've really gone out there. Recently, the scientists at the U.S. Army Research Office study, whose results seem to open doors even to the supernatural. We're talking telepathy. Communications is one of the greatest challenges for soldiers. It's pretty hard to carry out orders if you don't know what they are. After all, imagine then what a squad of telepathic super troopers can do. A brainy AI. As fantastic as it sounds, the U.S. Army's research is firmly based in science. When you start looking into it, calling it telepathy actually seems kind of out there, but it makes a catchy headline. What the Army scientists have done in reality is develop a new kind of machine learning algorithm, or AI. The algorithm is able to tell brain signals that affect behavior or action from those who do not. In other words, AI can recognize a brain signal intended to carry out an action like moving an arm. Our algorithm can, for the first time, disassociate the dynamic patterns in brain signals that relate to specific behaviors and is much better at decoding these behaviors. You can see how equipping soldiers with this technology that reports their actions as they're carried out could have some significant impacts. Commander could, for example, follow their soldiers' movements and positioning decisions in real time. It is precisely this kind of application that researchers are primarily in mind. This would allow them to help soldiers take corrective actions even before an event happens in reality. Prem gave an example of the situation where a soldier realizes they're dead tired. The commanding officer sees this. They can immediately order the soldier to take a breather. The logical next step from this situation, according to Krim, would be to enable full-on silent communication by transferring brain signals between the participants. In a theater, you can have two people talking to each other without even whispering a word. So you and I are out there in the theater, and we have to talk about something that we're confronting. I basically talk to my computer. Your computer can be in your pocket. It can be your mobile phone or whatever, and that computer talks to your teammate's computer and then tells his computer what is going to talk. It can be your mobile phone or whatever, and that computer talks to your teammate's computer, and then his or her computer is going to talk to your teammate.
So what they're so basically you have to talk to your computer. So you like tell Joe to turn right, and then the computer sends that signal to the other person's computer, which then puts it into their brain,
telling them turn right.
But you still have to talk. It just
No,
seems
you
like
don't. No, you don't. This is coming from your brain. You don't verbally tell your computer. Your computer picks up brain signals that tells you want to tell them to turn right, but you can't tell them to turn right. So it goes to the computer you're carrying. That computer sends it to their computer they're carrying. That computer sends it to the brain.
April said they actually have a program called Stargate that many people have talked about long ago that has to do with remote viewing. Telepathic stuff is not far from that. That's insane to think about, though.
Mm-hmm.
Have your own radio in your head.
Q and Ruther want to become famous by followers, primes, and viewers on whatever that is.
BigFollows.com.
I like how he spelled famous with the little accent over the O.
Yeah.
Famous.
It's literally another bot that's telling us shit.
Yeah.
But if we listen to him, we can become famous.
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 I actually found a website where you can legitimately buy likes and follows, and I was really thinking about doing it.
No, don't. No.
It would boost our views so much.
No, that's not the way we become famous.
Right, it's how we become famous.
No, that's how we become famous.
Buying likes and followers isn't very good. They actually have algorithms in to freaking negate that. It used to be a big issue on YouTube, and people were getting freaking banned and all that stuff for it. That's why back in the day on YouTube, for like the first day or so the video was out, it would only max out at like 200 views or something like that. There was a certain amount of views that would max out, and then after that, all of a sudden they'd get thrown on. It's because YouTube would take the views and all that stuff and make sure they're all real people and not bots and all that stuff, and then purge the ones that were fake. So to keep people from cheating like that. But now they've got better algorithms to fix it. So
we just need to be more. We just need to be more like Gunny. Gunny doesn't give a shit. He's just happy to be here.
Yeah,
it's very true. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you're doing, But I'm
just
here to
glad
bother
be-
you.
I'm just glad to be a part of it, eh?
Just dump some food in my bowl.
I love him, man. Oh,
If you're done with that cheeseburger, I'll have the rest of it.
you know, there it is.
Dog happy.
Oh man, speaking of cheeseburger, me and Brad went out. We went to Hardee's and we got each Angus, the double Angus thick burger. Holy fuck, half of that thing, and you're like, ugh. Like for the rest, I still got the other half in my fridge. I'm gonna eat it after the show, but I'm still like, ugh, from
Why are
it.
you licking my face
Like
so much?
6 hours ago.
Dang.
Why are you licking my face so much? Why
It's
are
so
you?
good.
Yeah.
He loves you, Dad. Leave him alone.
I got delivery.
It's not
sushi.
delivery. It's DiGiorno.
In the town that we live in, there's only 3 restaurants that you can order food from to have delivered. We got Domino's, we got Pizza Hut, and we got Sora Sushi. So,
sushi.
Do you not get
I
DoorDash?
want some Chinese food.
Sounds
You
too
get
small.
DoorDash? Oh, dude, DoorDash owns my soul. I get DoorDash everything when I can.
Mm-hmm. But that Sora Sushi was actually pretty darn good for like a little sushi restaurant in a small town.
Yeah.
Like, impressed. Got some tornado karaage and some gyoza. Had some sushi. A little bit of nigiri. I had some nigiri too. Some salmon, or not salmon, some yellowfin. Freaking while
Any of those are.
I was eating my freaking nigiri, my cat was like, "Oh look, fish!" He started to come over to where it was and got knocked off my lap. Freaking.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna order me some Chinese food.
The way you just said, I was eating nigiri, my cat, and then there was that pause, and I'm like, wait a minute.
He ate his cat.
Excuse me? There was that weird pause.
Man, he wanted traditional Chinese food.
You know?
Right?
You just love your Chinese waiter. You just point at your plate and go,
I forgot to give my cat some of the tuna though. I felt bad afterwards. I ate it all, and I was like, "Oh, he would have really appreciated a bite of tuna."
yeah, no shit, asshole.
Now he's gonna shit in the house tonight. Fucking, you should have gave me some.
Favorite pair of shoes.
Gunny loves chewing on my slippers.
Oh man.
They're not my going out shoes. They're my comfy shoes. They're
I got a pair of Under Armour slides that I've been gone all day at Home Depot with Brad, like getting shit to hang this this gate today. And my
hang this
dog,
corrupt politician.
I've got what?
To hang this corrupt politician.
We can say that, yeah, sure. I don't judge.
Just don't say names.
I've got a pair of fucking Under Armour slides, and I can't find the right one. I'm pretty sure Moo did something with it because she's pissed off at me that I haven't been home all day. And then I had to come here and do the show with you guys. So now they're over there staring at me in the window. Like, I'm scared to go to sleep tonight, to be honest. They're deviant little bastards.
Yep.
Dogs.
Yeah. Wouldn't trade them for the world, though, eh?
The show's almost over, Gunny. Jesus, so needy right now.
11 minutes, bud. You can make it.
Wait, how wide? I don't have any more articles, honestly.
I was gonna say we can cut early too if we don't have any more.
I don't have any more stories to cover. So, anybody got anything else to add? Any questions, comments, concerns? We do have 11 minutes. We'll open the door for some questions.
Yeah, there you go. Let's have a little short and quick Q&A, eh? Everybody hurry up, type in the chat.
If you want to know anything, ask away.
There it is. I don't know. I kind of want to be friends with QN Ruther 2298 and be famous.
Bigfollows.com.
Get fucked. Shit.
So, looks like our viewers are not very curious. Oh wait, Darwin Award goes to Athens methed out shit twin. Oh, the dude who got naked and speared shit on the walls. The story.
Yeah, well, goodness. We still need somebody. We talked about this last week. We still need somebody to like metal fabricate us a fucking Darwin Award trophy, like an Oscar or something, like an Oscar style or like a Grammy Award kind of shit.
What is with military men getting out and becoming mountain men?
We've been told that we have to shave and cut our hair for X amount of years. We've been told how to have our hair cut, how to have our faces trimmed.
Valid.
And we got tired of it and we got out. And in fact, my first job, we were told that through high school. At least I was. My high school made us be clean shaven at all times. My first job, we had to be clean shaven at all times. I got into ironworking and I could finally start growing my beard. And I said, yeah, I'm done shaving. Because I've been told for high school, military, so 10 plus years, how to look, how to dress, how to shave, how to have my hair. So it was finally time that I could be like, you know what? I don't want to do any of that anymore.
And 7.5 years in prison yielded the same results. Like you couldn't grow your hair out in prison. You couldn't have a beard in prison. So I ended up doing the exact same thing.
What the hell are beard rules?
So there you go.
And I know for example in the Navy, they actually got rid of, or they're talking about getting, last I heard, talking about getting rid of regulations of shave. So
yeah, we covered that 2 weeks ago, something like that. Stop, Gunny. I can hear you. Aaron, you're gonna have to clarify what you mean by beard rules because I don't fucking know.
That's what I'm thinking he means on that. Beard rules as far as in the military are out the window because they're making it so they can. I'm sure it's not going to be like you're not going to be able to rock a beard like me or Cameron have, but you know,
and apparently a lot of people want me to cut this shit back.
No, don't.
You know, trim it down a little bit. Could be cool. But like, you don't shave it off. Like, because I have the same thing. I have a picture just like yours. You know, just like kind of stubble beard. You know, high and tight and all that stuff. And my mom said that picture. She's like, you know, this is the athlete we want. You saw what happened, freaking back in February when I shaved.
You got shit on.
Exactly. It's not the other. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Do I dye my beard? No, but Athenos is 3 weeks of a dyed beard from that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he sure does.
No, this is my natural beard color. This dark.
I'm actually thinking about dreading my shit. You want the
like
dread again?
dark brown, almost black beard.
It's not picking up the backside.
I don't know what it is about that box, but it will not pick up on the green screen.
It's because the box is black.
Oh, now it is. No, it
So,
just.
well, the front of it'll pick up because it's got less black on it. But as soon as I switch to that and on the back, it's not picking up because it's black. My color key on my my background is black.
I am going to game today. That sounds. I'm going to get Chinese food, drink what beer I have left, and play video games.
Sounds like a plan to me, eh?
I want to shoot things.
You gonna play Left 4 Dead again or what?
God no! That fucking world record challenge killed me on that.
You're like, I never want to see Left 4 Dead again.
Jesus Christ!
Fuck.
And we have to. The problem is we don't even hold the record anymore. They fucking
dude.
beat us like 2 days later. I don't know how they beat us in the same time frame, but god damn it! Now we have to go for even longer.
We need to just say fuck it and just go for a month.
No.
30 days. Well, come on, bro. We have to.
You know how many people we would need to do that effectively? I can cover Monday. I do the show Sunday. I'm not going to put, and I know Mr. Carl shouldn't put.
As long as one computer is running it at all times, we're good.
Mr. Carl should not be doing that again. He should
No.
not
I'm not saying have him. Oh boy, he's going to come and cuss me out right now.
You're muted there.
Yeah, we're not doing it again until everybody gets good internet.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah, me and Richie talked about that last night.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got good internet.
Don't get me wrong. I want the world record. I do want a world record. I would love the publicity for the shows. But if we do that again, we need real support, like from everybody. Like people need to be doing shows, content, donations. Like we're gonna need some real incentives to be going for 300 something hours.
That's right.
I know I can get Kat on board with the hot sauce, Kat Richardson.
Yeah.
I know I can get her on board with it. Fuck, if I can ever get a hold of Emery King, I know I can get him on board with it.
What's going on there?
What?
We really need, if we're going to do this again, and I am all for it, not against it, I am for it. I want real support. Because you said I had over 60 hours behind the camera. You had over 100 hours behind the camera.
I had altogether, I went back and figured everything up and everything. I had 141 hours.
Yeah, that's insane. For 171 hours, he was behind the camera for 141 hours. So that's, you got 30 hours of sleep in a week.
Yeah,
Cameron was on there for 61 and a half hours, and Nico 40 some hours you were on there.
I tried to come on as much as I possibly could.
Oh, I know you did.
So if we do this again,
we got to have 50 people signed up. That way everybody's got about 6 hours.
I can do more than 6 hours.
But did you see what they did to break the world record?
No, what's that?
It was a Chinese-based company. Their stores were on there selling stuff for all that time, all over the world.
That was it?
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah.
We put real content out there, and we got beat by.
We had a lot of different content on there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
April
WO
Mueller.
Radio Show will be having their Christmas special show December the 22nd.
Okay.
I should be able to
And
make
all the hosts are invited to come on that show.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to be on the show because the show starts before I get off work.
Oh, okay.
So, I live an hour away from where I work, so most likely by the time I get home, the show's already going to be over.
Okay.
I
And
plan on
also,
being there. I just don't know if I'm going to have a Santa hat. If I have any kind of extra money left over from whatever I'm doing, I'll buy a Santa hat. But I don't know if I'll be able to have it.
I will be able to make that one. That's a Tuesday. I'm off that day.
okay.
So
Also on Christmas Day, my wife will be out of town. She'll actually be in Reno visiting her sister. So we did a comedy show up at BB's Home Cooking up here last night.
Mm-hmm.
I will be live up there Christmas Day, 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock, as they're handing out free meals.
Nice. Good.
Depending on how they run our Christmas vacation, if I can get like a confirmation if we're going to be off that week, I might buy a plane ticket.
But yeah, things like that we're doing and everything. And BB's up there. The two ladies that own it are veterans.
All right.
Nice.
And stuff. And one of the workers in there,
He's stepping on my testicle. Get him.
one of the workers in there lost her husband over in Afghanistan. So,
Oh, no. That's horrible timing on that one.
yeah. But we're doing BB's up here, small town and everything. We was up there last night. They treated us, best way I can say it, they treated us like kings while we were in there. And I talked to them and told them I'd come up there Christmas Day because they're giving out free meals to the people that can't afford it or who are house ridden. You can come in, eat there, or pick up, or they're going to deliver meals in town.
Nice. That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
we said we'd put them live on Facebook pages everywhere and
Yeah,
everything.
I'm gonna hit my lead up and see how they're gonna plan on doing Christmas week. And if I can, I'll try and get up there again.
Well, that'd be awesome. You come up here, deer season's still open during that time.
Mhm. There
And
you
I
go.
got 2 crossbows.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
If I had a way, I would absolutely come and visit you guys, but I got no way up there.
Because I know right now we're supposed to be off the 24th and 25th. I think we're going to be off the 23rd. I'm not 100% sure about that one, but if we're off the 23rd, I'll have that whole week off up
Right.
until that Saturday. So I can basically fly out Sunday after the show, Sunday morning, get there, and then leave Christmas Day.
Right. If you can get up here, we'll get with Justin and Richie and we'll do something up here.
Sounds good. Honestly, a week off, I might drive and bring Tony home.
Yeah. Good. Up here, let's see. The wife, she flies out the 23rd and doesn't get back until the 30th. So.
Is that because I know the 20th, I'm doing my Christmas with my family, swapping gifts and everything. So basically, after that's done, I'd be free, so I could bring a bag and have them drop me off at the airport.
We'd pick you up. That's no problem.
Well, so that sounds honestly really good right now because I don't want to spend Christmas alone.
I heard that.
Yeah, you can come up here and what's weird about up here right now, December should be just frigid cold and snowy and all that. Right now, the forecast for almost the rest of the month is in the 50s.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try. I think.
Meanwhile, down here in Florida, it's been that for the last week or so, and for us, that's freezing because we have all the humidity, all the moisture here. That makes it even colder. 50 degrees for us is way colder than 50 degrees for you.
Right.
It's just weird how that works, but
yeah. Well, we have a lot of humidity up here. When the humidity gets up here and the wind chill, oh man, you can be 30 degrees actual temperature outside, have a 15-mile-an-hour wind with high humidity, and you'll be below zero.
Yeah.
Wind chill.
It's a piercing, painful cold. I know.
Yep. That's the way it was. Last week, early in the mornings, it was like 23 and 24 degrees and wind blowing, and I was outside putting up a metal roof. It was cold.
Oh, fuck that. Ooh.
No shit.
Ooh. Oh.
That's why I got in an argument with the boss Friday and quit. And before I could get back to my vehicle, he gave me a pay raise and hired me back.
Like, don't go. We need
I
you.
told him, I said, well, I'm going to have to do this every Friday, I guess.
Before you know it, you'll own the place, eh?
Yeah, right. I don't want his payments on that equipment. No way.
We've run over. Is the Reverend doing a show today?
No, the Reverend is off our network.
What? What happened?
I'll tell you after the show's over.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, I want to hear about this, eh?
So we have an opening for after 1700 somewhere.
Yes.
April, look at April. Said, you planning on playing Jesus in a Christmas play, Nico? Just kidding. You know what's funny, actually, when I first moved, there's a interesting story behind that. When I first moved to Florida, I was actually homeless, like living in a tent in the woods, homeless. And this church found me and wanted me to play Jesus in a Christmas play for them. And I'm not the church type. I'm not the religious type. And I was just like, like I've been on stage as a comedian before, but I've never actually played in any kind of acting. That's just not really the kind of thing that I'm into. I'll show up. I'll, whatever. I'll be there, but I'm not gonna like actually play anything. So that's actually kind of funny that you said that. They wanted to put me in robes and everything. Punk rock, dirty kid, Jesus. So there it is.
One of these sons of bitches should text me back. I'd like to know, because if I can start planning my Christmas, shit, see y'all in 2 weeks. Because I love this network. This one's a lot. I feel like this one's so much more tight knit than VRS. I really do want to move up there if I can. But it's being from Texas, it's hard to get up there. So if I get time, I'd like to make a couple more trips up there during the year when I can.
Right.
So.
Okay, well, let's wrap the show up.
Yeah.
No, we're 6 minutes ahead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. As always, we appreciate you coming out on these lovely Sunday afternoons and joining me, ATHEN, Newski here. Nico.
And every now and then, CHEY.
Yeah, when we can get her. We appreciate all the love.
I've been on the show more than CHEY has been since I signed on to WO.
Sad but true. She's hopefully we can get her actually active again soon. It'd be nice to have our fucking co-host back. But we appreciate all the love and support. That's why we do this. We love bringing you these funny stories because, as the Redneck Pep always says, if you're laughing, you ain't crying. That's one thing we really try and strive to do here is make y'all laugh, bringing you these weird out of the fucking park news stories. So that way you don't worry about your day. You're not focusing on what's going wrong right now. You're just laughing. So continue to provide what support you can. Be sure to give us the reactions, share the show, let your friends know about us. Network out for us if you can. We're trying ourselves. We're doing what we can. And we look forward to seeing you next weekend. As always, I'm Cameron.
I'm ATHEN.
And I'm Nico.
And it's 1700 somewhere.